What up, bitches? Omega Magic here. It's been a while since I've been on VGDA. I've been sidetracked with my other shit on my channel. But yeah, I'm back. And just because I'm back, that doesn't mean I've been out the loop. Um, I've been working on a vid, you know. Been working on a vid. That's my phone real quick. But been working on a vid on a guy named Jack Thompson. Now, Jack Thompson is pretty much a lot of people is a douchebag, you know, especially to the gaming world. A lot of people in the gaming world. Hope you guys don't mind while I text and do the vid at the same time. But a lot of people in the gaming world who are serious gamers um, know him as like the guy that blames everything that is violent in the world on video games, pop culture, multimedia. One of the, blah blah blah. If a kid blows up a school, it apparently is Nintendo's fault because they put a game out there and shit like that there. And he also is a Christian. He's also a Christian guy, a real biblical guy. And I mentioned that for a good reason to lead to a point in the vid. But, not to say I have nothing against Christians, um, but just give you a little backstory on who the fuck Jack Thompson is. Just a guy, and apparently he's a lawyer too, you know. So pretty much a lawyer who goes against all violence and as far as video games, pop culture, multimedia, and shit like that there. Like if anything bad happens, it's all of their fault. Lil Wayne told them to go and blow up a city or shit. You understand? So yeah. Enough babbling. Let's get to this shit. Mr. Jack Thompson. Well, in the vid that I am counteracting, which I will put in the link in the description, it's not just Jack Thompson. It's like two other douchebags, but when I googled it on YouTube, it said Jack Thompson. So yeah, if you watch the vid, you'll know who the fuck he is. And yeah, fuck it, I own all these motherfuckers. Shit, you know. The reporter dude starts off saying, "We are training our kids to be killers and training our sons to treat women like whores. When we play Grand Theft Auto 4. When we play Grand Theft Auto." No, you know, because we all know what goes on in the Grand Theft Auto games. You can do all that shit, but it's not like we're saying, "Hey, son, go out there. If any girlfriend you get, you slap that bitch and make her cook you some grits." We're not doing that, okay? You know, and real shit, I will give you that. A 5-year-old playing that game, I wouldn't recommend. I don't do that, but in society, you can't be around your kids all the time. You just can't. So somewhere along the line, they're going to be around it. And if they do come across it, that's when you got to be the parent and say, "Look, you can't do that shit." And you pretty much teach your kids right from wrong and be stern and thorough and logical about it. You understand? So yeah, the video games, Grand Theft Auto is out there, but there's a lot of other dangers out there. There's music, like you said. There's movies they can watch. There's even cartoon violence, mild cartoon violence. You know, but if you in place input the morals of right and wrong with your kid, no matter what the fuck they watch, they're gonna be okay. No matter what video game is out there. So yeah. Next, people think that video games are harmless fun, but the military thinks otherwise. He talks about World War One, where the soldiers were too scared to shoot or some shit like that there. Well, here's the thing. In those wars, they were drafting civilians, like people like me. Hell, if they just draft me right now and put me in Iraq, I mean, not to say I'll be too scared to shoot, but then, I would kind of stutter and be like, you know what I'm saying? Because, dude, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. It's not the fact that they're scared or nothing, but they just really don't know what the fuck they're doing. Yeah, it's easy to pull the trigger, but at the same time, you gotta still know what you're doing. You can't just go, "Brrr," you know what I'm saying? And you feel me? So yeah. Next, killing is not a natural human instinct. It's not a natural human instinct due to soldier. He talks more about the World War I thing that I just mentioned. Um, it is if you're put in the right situation. Like, if a motherfucker was stabbing me a bunch of times and shit, I may not stab him like the military protocol wise, but guarantee you, I'm gonna beat his bitch ass up and kill him before he kills me. You know, kill before he be killed. You know, sometimes it can be, yes, it can be an instinct if you're put in the right situation. So yeah. Next, he says that the firing rate has increased since World War I due to electronic simulation, aka video games. That may be true. Yes, but wouldn't that be a good thing? I mean, really think about it. The firing rate for our military has increased. You know, they made our soldiers feel more comfortable, made them feel more trained, you know, made them feel feel more secure about what they're doing. Also meaning that it teaches them to survive in real fucked up situations and shit in the war, you know? Which is a good thing because that way, you know, if they are in a situation, let's say they're in a corner and they got like motherfuckers flanking them and ambushing them or whatever. I'm not using correct terms for military, but fuck, I'm not in the military, so you have to follow me here. But like, if that shit, but if they were in that situations, they would be it would be good for them as far as a defensive weapon instead of offensive. You understand? Otherwise, our army in the United States would fucking suck. Everybody will be dead. People will be drafted, and we will all die because we don't know how to survive in wars and shit like that there. So really, video electronic simulation, which is the grandfather of video games, is saving soldiers' lives, particularly more to fathers. Because I mean, I know there's female soldiers, but to fathers, you know, who have families waiting for them at home. You know, if they're not trained the way they're supposed to be trained, the parents, the mothers, the wife, and kids will never see their father again. So if we take that simulation away, guess what? The kids don't have a father, and the wife does not have a a husband, or no one to come to. It'll just be another casualty, another sad thing involved in their family. So yeah, thank video games for help, or electronic simulation for helping that dumbass. Yes. Next, the introduction of TV causes a doubling in homicide rates. Um, Pretty much, homicide is killing. Killing has been existing for the longest time. AKA, hell, look at the Bible, Mr. Christian man. It's filled with all types of violent, evil, fucked up shit. You understand? If you read it, and that's the thing with Christians. I know I'm going a little hard on Christians, but a lot of Christians I do know, even extreme Christians, don't even have even read the Bible from start to finish. Hell, even I haven't, but I pretty much read a good chunk of it in my life, and it is filled with a lot of sick and violent, sadistic shit. You know, so to put it that way, like let's say they make a game called David and versus the Goliath, which David slayed the Goliath with a slingshot using violence to stand up for himself. Um, would you have a problem with that then, huh? Just saying. And as far as it causing homicide rates, I mean, you can't really blame television for that. Do you know the reasoning behind the homicide rates? I mean, me personally, there is a time to kill. Just saying. Next, what parents need to know that people can hire a prostitute, have sex with her, and beat her with a baseball bat, and when police officers come after you, he can even light the officer on fire and cut the officer in half with a chainsaw. And when he gets away by carjacking a car, they can mow down as many people as he wants. Fuck yeah! You know? I know he's talking about Grand Theft Auto 4, but I'm translating all of this shit to Grand Theft Auto 5 for good points. But yeah. It only takes $60 to train people how to kill. First of all, to train people how to kill, it's really priceless. I mean, really. If you're speaking streetwise, there's also gangs out there that initiate you, and then there's peer pressure from the gang saying, let's say you join a Crip and there's a blood that's talking shit, and the Crip gang peer pressures you to be like, kill that blood, homie, kill him. You know, you don't need a video game to pull a trigger. Just saying. Next. Tells a story about a kid in Alabama who killed 3 cops, and he did it because he played Grand Theft Auto 13 hours a day, and talks about other shootings. You do realize our justice system is fucked, right? To the point where, let's say if I were to leave here right now and shoot 4 women, and I would go to jail, the courts will give me the death penalty or send me away for life, blah, blah, blah. I could say anything to cop out of that deal. I could say, uh, uh, I played Grand Theft Auto 5, and that's why I did it. They told me to do it. You do realize that people can do that, right? So until you're actually there, don't try to tie video games, hell, even social media, period, to what to another dumbass's fuck up did. All right. Then and then he says our kids and adults know the difference, and they do if they are trained properly. So apparently a video game that has no mind, just a disc or a cartridge or whatever, can train people, but parents cannot train people to know the difference. You're telling me a cartridge has more control than the mom and dad? The fuck is your problem? What the fuck are you thinking? I mean, seriously. What, you're gonna let a cartridge or a DVD or a TV raise your kids? Fucking retard. And last but not least, he says the rating of the game is M for mature, but it should be rated A for adults. As far as that goes, what the fuck is the difference? The game, Grand Theft Auto 4 and 5, will be rated M, which is 18 and above. And all of the content in Grand Theft Auto, I mean, if you're 18 and above and don't know the birds and the bees and all that other shit, you need to seek help. I mean, really. I mean, so really, whether it's rated M or adult, I mean, seriously, it doesn't matter. I mean, adult, I heard it's like for 21 or up, but really, there's not really much of a common sense factor between the age group of 18 and 21. You know what I mean? I mean, only difference is when you're 21, you get to drink at a bar and shit like that there. But yeah. So yeah, Jack Thompson. Um, I wanted to get a pretty much, dude. Here's the thing. Stop blaming everything else, all the problems on social media and all this other shit, because violence and all this other fuckery shit that you're trying to pin on video games, particularly Grand Theft Auto, has existed way before time. You understand? And sometimes violence is a good thing, Hell, if violence didn't happen, with Jack Thompson being a white man, he wouldn't be in America having the freedom of speech to say the bullshit that he's saying now. You understand? Because this country was founded by Indians and shit, and white people came over and took over the shit. Apparently they called it founding it, but how the fuck you find some shit that's already been discovered? But whatever. That's another topic for another time. But anywho, yeah, that's my vid. Don't have much time, and yeah, fuck you, Jack Thompson. And I already reserved Grand Theft Auto 5, and I can't wait for that shit to come out. So yeah. Fuck you, Jack Thompson. Suck a dick, lick ass. Links in the description to the vid that I'm referring to. Alright, capiche? Magic out.